Hello, YouTube. It's Gwen here from Living Your Best Life Coaching. I had to remember where I am because usually I go live on a Sunday evening. For many years, I've gone live in my Facebook group, the Living Your Best Life Soul Family. And I know a lot of you who subscribe to the show, subscribe to the channel, are Soul Family members, and also follow me on um, my Facebook page, Living Your Best Life Coaching with Gwen Dixon, or my Instagram, which is Living Your Best Life 888. So, and some of you might have just found me, I was going to say by accident, but accidentally on purpose. So you will have found me because we're like-minded souls, because we are soul family, if you like. Hi, Steph, lovely to see you. I'm just riffing here, so it's really nice to have you here. And yeah, say hello if you're here with me live. It's fabulous to have you here. So I was just saying about a lot of you are members of the Soul Family, or followers of the page, followers of the Instagram, and you guys know, certainly Steph, that we've done the Soul Family Unseen Team readings. The weekly readings we do on a Sunday evening, usually at 8 p.m. But I have been mixing it up a lot this year, and we've started doing these LoveStream monthly connections. And with one thing and another, this month, what date are we on now? The 19th of April. So sometimes it's the beginning of the month. At the beginning of the month, it was Easter weekend. So there wasn't any sort of readings then. And the last couple of weekends have been busy. So here we are. So thank you for joining me live. It's always good to have somebody live. And I know a lot of people watch on just figure out how it works live on YouTube. Well, you're figuring it out well, because I can see the comments. So that's great for me, because, I like to have someone to talk to. I like to have an audience, even if it's one person that's here live. Others may find us once we've been on for a little while. I did just post, I had been out for the evening. I was at the cinema watching the 40th anniversary showing of Stand By Me. So that's why I didn't sort of post too much earlier on. I did say this morning that I would be live this evening, but I didn't know exactly what time. So hence why I just waited until nearer the time. And the beauty of YouTube is that, it's it'll go out afterwards, and people will find it afterwards, and we can clip it up and everything else. So it's really nice to have somebody here, because I love to have somebody to talk to. So I've got lots of decks spread out in front of me here. It is good, thank you. Yeah, it's amazing. I love to, you know what it's like. You're like me. Our energy loves to have newness. We love magic. We love a bit of mixing things up. So on that note, we are going to do pull some cards. What I do want to share with you is something that actually I just saw on another YouTube broadcast that I was just watching just before I came on here, because I love to follow Suzanne Giesemann, who channels Sanaya, and she has her own podcast, books, all the rest of it, and Facebook page, and Awakened Way app, and all these things, and she posts daily messages that she channels with her guides, and they read out today's one, and I thought it's very appropriate. And Steph saying yes. Sorry, I was just looking at Stephanie Oliver's post as well, so I'm getting my Steph's and my Stephanie's confused and calling you your Sunday name. So I thought I would read this out, because they just read it on hers, and it snagged me, as they say. So so we're just going to start with this, and then we'll go into the cards, and we'll go into our using Rumi, which we like to use on the monthly connections as well. And then I've got an array of cards here that we'll pull from to get the cards, the messages for the collective, and we'll just go with the flow and go with the fun, go where I'm guided. So this message says, you are surprised when Spirit sends you a sign. You blink and wonder how such things are possible. Your world is not solid, dear one. It is a teeming cauldron of energy consciousness, and you are part of that mix. And I know you get this, Steph, because you and I trained together, so give me a big yes for that. There's no surprise that you and I are here together on this live, because the energy consciousness is raised by us being here together, and sending out that vibration, and sending out, raising the consciousness and the energy by doing that, raising the vibration, literally by combining our energies. So I went off topic there. So yeah, so It's a teeming cauldron of energy, consciousness, and you are part of that mix. Every now and then, a higher order of the mix will mix things up a little bit, excuse me, to show you that there are solutions to your challenges beyond the physical world. Every now and then, when you are open to miracles, the seemingly impossible becomes possible in the most mundane of ways, simply to get your attention and get you back into the flow of now. You are so very loved. So I thought that was a lovely way to kick off. And let me know whether anything jumped out to you from that, Steph, because as I say, I know you are in touch with wondrous insight. You're filled with wondrous insight and inspiration. So you might have been inspired by something there. So definitely, Steph, rather, I keep calling you Stephanie, apologies. Steph says, definitely, I was thinking of you as I settled into bed after making a Milo and doing a body scrub. So yeah, you're doing your Sunday evening routine. And you conjured me up, basically. So here I am. So cheers. I'm going to have a little drink of juice. Because I've just finished dinner, so a little bit thirsty. So we are going to start with the Rumi deck, because we like to start the monthly connections with these. We are definitely connected, absolutely always connected, as they say, divinely connected. And it looks like we have got somebody else watching live, but they might not be able to, depending on what kind of device they're on, they might not be able to comment live. That's so beautiful. It's the magical. Yeah, absolutely is, isn't it? And it's just that reminder that we are all magical. We can all attract miracles. We can all, receive miracles. We need to just, I talk about switching on your rapture activating system. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers to the 7-Up. That when you switch on your rapture activating system, when you decide that you're going to see these things, that you're going to notice them and pay attention, because we all have, a capacity to have our attention in so many different places, and for our attention to be as snagged and distracted and drawn in so many different areas, especially on, social media and all these different platforms. We can be looking at one thing and then suddenly we're like, oh, and there's this thing over here, or we get a notification. I now keep my notifications on silent most of the time, so that I choose when I go and look at things, so that I'm consciously saying, right, I'm going to, spend a little bit of time on this platform. I'm going to spend a little time responding to messages here, or whatever feels good. And I will like draw my attention to something that I need to see, because that's how they step into the mix, and they do that, and they manipulate not just social media, but media, radio, TV, all these sorts of things to get our attention, to get our, we think we're being distracted, but sometimes we are being divinely directed, to notice these things. So I just thought that was a lovely way to start off. And so, as I say, we're going to use the Rumi Oracle. I've actually pulled one earlier on, a bit like Blue Peter here. It's not one I created earlier, but I pulled the card earlier because that's how the love stream works. And it's an invitation into the heart of the divine. It's a beautiful deck. So as I say, if you can't, I was starting to say that there's someone else watching us live, but I don't think they can comment. So if you can't comment live, do comment afterwards and let me know what you thought, and just settle in and enjoy. So the card that we've got, and I'll hold it up to the camera, is number 2, and it's Passion for Purpose. There's a little bit of a reflection on the camera there. I'll try and hold it up so that you can see it. And what I'll do is I'll post the pictures in the Facebook group afterwards, so that those of you who are also in the Facebook group can see the pictures. So it's a beautiful, like ruby red energy, sort of reds and pinks. And then there's a lovely, like, angelic being there as well. So whether that's your higher self, or an angel, or a member of your soul family. So Steph's saying, I've been doing that for a while, otherwise my phone would be tinging 24/7. Exactly. And it's really jarring as well, especially, when we are, triggered's the wrong word, but, when we are able to receive a lot through sound, then it can be quite like, oh, you're always like this. So as you say, you get nothing done sometimes. And don't get me wrong, if we need to see it, we'll see it. So they'll get our attention some other way. So the Passion for Purpose card, and I have got my Angel Numbers Angel Numbers book here as well for the numbers when we want to have that. So there's a little poem, a little quote from Rumi. So it says, love, like life, flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. So that's beautiful, isn't it? Just feeling that thrill of the flow. So I think we'll be doing that shortly. And there is a sacred honouring ritual, which I always kind of add to it and enhance it and advance it. So we add to the energetics and we flow with our higher selves and our unseen team, and we see what comes through for that. And then that takes us into the reading as well. So I'll just read this little bit to you here. So it says, do you yearn to find your way, to fulfill your divine destiny, to know the purpose for your presence within this sacred body of the Earth Mother? Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred tasks for this lifetime. Your heart wants to know why you were born, for what purpose. You must know that the answer to these questions is love. I bring you your answer straight from the heart of the universe. Be wild within your passion. Do what stirs your soul. Do that which stirs your soul, even when it makes you uncomfortable, especially then. For what is being truly alive, if not a decision to be open-minded instead of resistant, to be wild rather than comfortable, so that at any moment we will be ready for the invitation of the divine beloved to come closer. I call to you now, the you that is beyond your mind, the you that the heart knows, the you that cannot deny life. To that you, I ask this question: what stirs the passions of your nature? Do that, be that. And so when I'm thinking of you, Steph, I know that like you're a bookkeeper, a numbers person to trade, as it were, and you help us bring currency flow into our lives and help those of us who are of service and who are fulfilling our passions to a certain degree, like having our passion to be an entrepreneur or be a coach or be a business owner of some sort. You help us to get the numbers and to inject a bit of excitement and a bit of strategy and structure and that way. But also, I know that what fills your heart and what gives you joy and is your passion is your sewing, your crafting, your T-shirt printing. In fact, I was wearing your T-shirt the other day. I think I messaged you when I was saying I was wearing your T-shirt the other day when we started the Elevate program. And I've had a few people saying to me, you should put that saying on a T-shirt, or you should have that on a T-shirt, and give me a yes for that. And of course, years ago, we were getting told that we maybe would be printing T-shirts and doing these things. And I remember saying at the time, oh, I won't be doing that or having a Shopify site or anything like that. But now I'm like, I would love to have merch. Would love to have T-shirts. I'd love to have like my own cards and things like that. And so I need people who are crafty, who are creative, who that's their genius flow, that's their passion to do that, because my passion is to have the ideas and things, but not necessarily to have the ways and means to do it, or like I lose interest at that point when it gets too technical or a bit challenging for me. So that's why I love, connecting with people who that's their passion, and we get to combine and collaborate and create things together, and that, co-creation energy and that fun, that play, and that's what brings lightness to us all. And that actually means that I'm going slightly off topic, but it is on topic, if you like. That's what brings the abundance, is when we do those things that we love, when we follow our passions and we follow the things that light us up, then that's what can open us up to the currency flow in our day-to-day business as well, and the things that we do, because that's what we're good at in that kind of way. So you can let me know what you think about that, Steph. And so number 2, which also goes with this, and then we'll do the sacred honouring ritual and we'll see where that goes, and then we'll go into the messages for the collective, says there are opportunities for connection and union at this time. Relationship growth is imminent. So actually that's kind of what I was talking about there in a different way. So we would obviously think connection and union is obviously with our soul family, with our guides, or with like say a romantic partner, but it can be connection and union, like those kind of collaborations and co-creations, as I say, in partnerships. I want to say like cross-pollinating in business as well, sort of thing, like having those kind of ideas and those kind of collaborations that come up with something completely unique and are nothing to do with the day job, but there's something that we can all bring to that. There sounds fabulous. I've got so many ideas, and that's it, because we have so many ideas, and we're not always the person to implement them and carry them out. Sometimes we're just the person with the ideas, and then you need to have like a group of people or a couple of people to go, right, well, here's how we can actually make it happen. I'll do this, but you do that. And the more people, not necessarily lots of people, but the more you can gather around you, your physical team kind of thing, as well as your unseen team, then that's when the magic happens as well. So let's just plant that seed and see what happens. So let's do the sacred honouring ritual. Oh, excuse me. So if you like Steph and you're sitting comfortably, as they say, as they used to say on Listen with Mother, um, sit with one hand at your belly and one hand at your heart. Now I can't do both because I'm doing this and reading from the book, but I'll place one hand in my heart. So I'll join you in the heart space, let's say, our sacred space, our energetic container that is our heart. Say the following aloud, and you don't need to say it aloud. You can say it, you can follow along in your mind, or you can say it on the replay. You can say it out loud if you like. Say the following aloud. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, brother of my soul, guardian of my heart, help me witness, receive, and express the divine depths of my passionate purpose. With merciful grace, help me know my life purpose and fulfill my unique divine destiny this lifetime. May I be gifted with the ability to consciously recognize the guiding hand of love on my journey, that I may serve that same hand through passionate and purposeful existence, surrendered into the greater passionate purpose of the universal heart. So be it. Sit quietly and imagine or intend that energy from the universal heart of love is flowing in through the back of your heart now. Give me a big yes if I've said that, the back of your heart. So imagine you can open up the back of your heart. So if you haven't already closed your eyes, close your eyes. And imagining open up the back of your heart. So we often give out love through the front of our heart, but we forget to open up the back to receive. And so you might feel that your heart, your energetic container that is your heart, is opening up, kind of opening up in all directions, like a flower, like a beautiful rose, like the petals opening up. So again, sit quietly and imagine or intend that energy from the universal heart of love is flowing through the back of your heart now and circulating between your belly and your heart. Any excess or old energy flows out through the back of your heart as a beautiful energy of love streams into your being. Stay with this gentle process for as long as feels right for you. You may feel emotion, sexual energy, or nothing much at all. Whatever happens or does not appear to happen is perfect for you at this time. Trust and let it be. So let's just sit with that for a moment, and I'm going to join you now and place my hand on my heart and my hand on my belly. So below the belly button at your truth vortex. And imagine that filling with the hand that's at your belly, filling with bright orange, like orangey red flames and fire, the fire of passion, the fire of creativity, and feeling that ignite within you. And this creative flame is the flame of your truth, your passions, your genius flow, the creation that only you were created to give birth to. And my genius, my gift is to help you see your gift, to show you that you have an innate gift, you have an innate ability that no one else in the world can do quite like you. And so there is a unique combination or creation that you were meant to bring to life. So as you sit with your hands on your truth vortex below your belly button, feeling that agony, that fire ignite, and filling with passion and purpose. And feeling your energetic container expand, that is your heart. So moving both hands to your heart now. And as the sacred space that is your heart, the energetic container that is your heart opens up to that flow. And remember that flow that we opened up at the back already. So feeling that flow of divine love, of the beloved, of source flowing through you, front and back, giving and receiving. And also imagine yourself sitting in a shaft of one light, of divine light, and igniting your inner being. And even if you don't know what your inner being is, you've never heard of that before, just trust. We all have an inner being that's filled with 100% high vibrational energy, and it flows from the base of your spine, your root, where you're sitting on your chair or where you're perched on the bed, all the way up through the center of your being and comes up to your pineal gland, and then connection fountains out around you. And so as you open up the energetic container of your heart and you connect with your inner being, with your soul energy, and fill with that divine love that's flowing through you and streaming through you. And you're also the source of that stream, of this love stream. Feel that flow through your cells, your DNA, your whole physical body, your emotional body, your energetic bodies, your mind, your conscious mind, and anywhere else it needs to go, your aura. And you'll feel your energetic container expand, your heart expand, as if your heart is bursting with love and joy and passion and purpose and fun. And perhaps ideas are coming or something else is being ignited within you now. And you may also get an image of what your energetic container looks like. So when it expands and becomes expansive and becomes filled with energy, with this passion and purpose, you'll be given an image or a sound. You might hear, see, feel, sense, know. So you might see, but you might just have a word, or you might have a song or something else that comes to you, whether it's now or whether it's later. And like we said at the beginning, just don't be surprised if you get that sign, because the media will be manipulated so that you can get it. So don't be surprised if that higher energy steps into the mix and drops something into your awareness. And just set that intention now and open your eyes. And so perhaps you'll get your sign now with the rest of the cards. So let us see. So I am going to start with another card that I pulled earlier. I'm going to read this one as well, because it's a card from the Light Seers Tarot deck. And I'm just still playing and learning about tarot. So the card that we pulled is actually similar colours to that one, isn't it? So we've got a colour theme going on here. And also we talked about the orange there, the creativity. When I did I shut my eyes, as you could see, we were talking, and I had the card was underneath the book. So we were sort of connecting into those colours already, to that orange creativity of the truth vortex. And then we've got the kind of the purpley reds and the sort of aubergine colours from the other deck. So it's the Chariot, which is a major arcana card, and it's also number 7. So I will add to the mix with the 7 as well. But I'm going to read you the message from the book first of all, and you can let me know if you're watching live. Steph is saying, "Oh, thank you, that was so beautiful." I keep calling you Stephanie tonight. I don't know why they want me to use your Sunday name tonight. That's interesting. So in Light Seer, the Chariot is all about victory, speed and action, determination, harnessing and uniting opposing energies, success, travel, confidence, willpower, and control. And as I said in the activation, the practice that we did there, like I have the gift to help you see the unique creation that you were born to create, that is only yours to create, and that often comes from opposing energies, uniting opposing energies. So the thing that we've found the most difficult and challenging through our life is usually the thing that you actually have the highest talent with, the most skill and the biggest capability, but we deny it because we're like, oh, well, that's painful to me, I don't want to do that, or there's some sort of story attached to it, limiting belief attached to it. So we kind of want, it's like that, the opposing force is like a magnet, sort of, you're magnetized towards it, and then you're like, oh, but I can't really do that, or there's something that kind of, it's that push me pull you sort of energy about it. So just notice what will come into your mind as I'm talking about that, and we'll see what else the reading brings up. So it says, the universe constantly gifts us the opportunity to become the person we want to be. It's a magical time for taking inspired action. And of course, we're in this new moon energy just now, and it's very much about action and taking action on your dreams, your desires, and those things that you have put off until now. So it is a magical time for that, and it's no doubt that's why we got this card as well. So it says, push ahead with willpower and determination, because you will get there. Remember, inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. The chariot reminds you that while you're on the way to your goal, you need to make decisions about your best path forward. If you feel pulled in two different directions, know that you will be able to coax both of these energies towards the same target. So that might feel like, well, how am I going to do that if they're two opposing things and they seem like, complete opposites? But just trust that you have an ability with complete opposites, and there will be a way to weave and blend them together and harness them into the same direction. And that's where you usually need an intermediary like me to show you that, because we can't always see that on our own. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, so we're coaxing them towards the same target. Charging ahead without paying attention to your path can sometimes be harmful to those in your wake. So take care not to trample on others on your way up the mountain. Choose the thing you really want, focus your efforts, and move swiftly. If you aren't quite sure what your direction is, then it is time to make some plans, align goals, and spark dreams. And so that, again, is sometimes where you need to have a conversation with someone else, or like we were talking earlier on, this sort of collaboration and combine ideas and brainstorm ideas and things like that, because sometimes that's where that spark ignites in a conversation, and you get that sort of that hit of truth or something like that you're like, that's what this is. So just notice that as well, if that comes up this week. And the affirmation here is, I choose who I am becoming, and I run toward it with conviction and consistent motion. So that's very exciting as well, isn't it? So again, as I say, I can put these things in the comments afterwards, hopefully, and I will also share them online for wherever you follow me as well there. So let's go with the art of manifestation first, and see what that message has to add to things. Oh, and just before I do that, I forgot to add that card was a 7, so I forgot to see what the 7 adds to it as well, because we like to add the numerology into the mix and give us ourselves a unique blend of information there as well. And I love this because it says, the energy of magic is surrounding you. Align your thoughts with the highest. And that's what we've already done. We've already set that in motion with the activation that we did. So even if you're joining me now, I think some more people are joining live now. So even if you weren't here for the activation, you can go back to the replay afterwards and listen to that, tune into that, and notice what is, being inspired within you and being ignited within you. And that's the energy of magic. It's my stream of magic, energetic magic, combined with Steph's as well, I have to say, enhanced by Steph's. So that's surrounding you. So anyone, when this finds you, whenever this finds you, this message, the magic will be surrounding you, because you'll have done that activation, or you've set the intention to do it if you've come in now, and you're going to do it afterwards. To align your thoughts with the highest. So we've already started. We've set that in motion. So get excited about that, and we'll see what else comes up. So now we'll do the art of manifestation. The consistent motion is powerful, and that's it. And consistent means different things to different people as well. So, like, consistent to me is me showing up when the energy is right, and when, you know. So I'm not here on the first of every month or the first Sunday or anything like that. It's consistently showing up here when the time is and the energy is right to do so, and when, like, basically when I get nudged by my team, it's time to go and do the monthly connection now. So that's consistent action, and it feels good. And when I feel good, then everyone else, it does good for everyone else. So the same with my my groups and my clients, and I'm running a couple of group containers at the minute. I've got my 3-month Elevate Iconic group program. We've got the collective. My energy's got to be right for me to show up there and to serve, and for the experience to be the best for everyone who's in there. So taking consistent action that way, and consistently showing up in the highest energy possible, that's going to blow the magic, rather than me being like obligated and being like, oh, I don't feel good, but I'm just going to go and do that because I've said I'm going to do it. That's, not the right energy. So, even those sort of things, then, consistent action is consistent with your energy, with your thoughts, with your highest vibration, and all of these sort of things as well. So it can be, consistency can be your definition of consistent as well. So the card that we've got from the Art of Manifestation is, funnily enough, take action now. So we were being inspired to take consistent action, or to take what was the phrase that they used in here? It wasn't inspired action; it was something else, wasn't it? Oh gosh, just sort of taking action towards your dreams, wasn't it? But I felt like there was a phrase around the action. Anyway. Oh yes, it says, remember, inaction is the same as deciding to stay still. So you've got to take some sort of action, even if it's a small action. Then, as Steph says, the consistent motion is powerful. So it says take action now. And we've got a beautiful lily blossom here, filled with that sort of magical energy as well, filled with that 100% high vibrational light that we talked about as well. So it says, this is a clear and unequivocal message that action on your part is needed now. And now, as you can see there, is in big capital letters. So it's like now. And when you're like me, if you've got ADHD or any sort of neurodiversity, or you're highly sensitive, or you're a middle-aged woman as well, a lot of times things come down to it's either now or not now. So like you were saying earlier, when we've got 1,000,001 ideas or 1,000,001 things pulling us in different directions, we have to make that decision. Is it now or is it not now? And often we go, well, I'd like to do that, but not now. And actually it's like, so notice whether it should be now, or even if the action that you need to take now is a small dot of intention type action. It doesn't mean to say you've got to go and complete the thing. Like if you want to write a book, you don't necessarily need to complete the whole thing now. Or if you wanted to make a movie, or you wanted to do something else, you don't need to have the whole plan or have it all mapped out. You just need to take the first intentional step, the first inspired action, and take that action now, and then let magic do the rest. So it says manifestation is not simply a process of visioning in and dreaming about your desires. When an opportunity is offered to you, you must also take action. Pay attention to the signs and move forwards fearlessly. So again, we're getting this consistent message here, starting off with the one from Sanaya about paying attention to the signs and noticing that you will be given signs. Then we've got the passion and purpose, and then we've got the Chariot saying, take action on your passion and purpose, and then we're getting take action now. So we can see where this is going, can't we? So where will we go next? Let us do, in fact, I am going to go with Wisdom of the Oracle, because Wisdom of the Oracle gives us a nice, there's different messages to these And we get a nice prosperity message in these. And we are doing Abundant April at the minute. We're still in that energy. And as I say, we're also in the new moon energy. It's new moon in Aries. So let's see what the message is around that. And I'm also going to see if I can pull up a little bit of information about new moon and Aries as well. Or maybe do you know anything about new moons and Aries, new moons, Steph? I know you've got lots of areas of interest sort of things. So let's just see. Because actually I did post something the other day, so I'm going to get that in front of me as well, just while we're pulling this card. Because I feel like there's a message there that I want to add to this. So it's really quite a magical, here we go. So this was from Friday. So it says the Aries new moon and your cosmic green light to stop waiting and start winning. That's why I was reminded about that. This is more than just a fresh start. It's a high voltage spark of inspiration. And that's what we've been talking about, that spark of inspiration. And a direct call to action. Well, here's the action again. take action now. And actually, I need to do the number for this one as well. So thanks for reminding me about that, team. A direct call to action for anyone ready to reclaim their power. Use this unstoppable energy to prioritize your own desires, set goals that actually scare you, and move with the raw courage of someone who knows they cannot be stopped. Your dreams aren't just possibilities, they are your future reality. So this is everything. We've got to step into our passion and purpose, open our energetic container, take the action, take the inspired action, follow the signs. And interestingly, the card that we've got is buy the book. So we're going to see what that message is in a second. But meanwhile, I'm going to go back to this book because we had 54 here that I forgot to add to the magic and the messages. So 54 is your angels are encouraging you to move into a state of surrender so that they are able to help you move forward. And that's perfect, isn't it? No, afraid not. Don't even know it was a new moon. That's okay. Sometimes it just so happens that I've got somebody on here who has an interest in these things and can say, oh, yeah, and this means such and such. So that's okay. I found the thing that I wanted anyway, which is really adding to this message. And it's just tying it all together in a nice bow with a nice kind of golden thread. So we're to take action now. And the 54 says, your angels are encouraging you to move into a state of surrender so that they are able to help you move forward. And so sometimes that's the thing, isn't it? Because we have, like we say, we've got these actions, we've got these desires, we've got these, the kind of, the polar opposites, the dualities, the opposing forces that the other card, the Chariot, was talking about. And we've got that, well, I really desire to do this, but there's no time, or there's no this, or, I've got this limiting belief about that, or I'm not the person to do this. Like we were saying, I might need the help from someone else. So we have all these kind of things of like, well, how am I actually going to do that? And so that's where you want to just hand it over and you go, right, okay, team, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the things that I can actually do, that I can take care of myself. I'm going to hand over the other things to you and to the magic, and you bring the people into my awareness, or you bring the tools and the means and the, it might be AI, it might be something else, that bring the things into my awareness that mean that I can move this forward. And you take care of that and just, send me the sign and give me the nudge when I've got to do my bit. And that's how we move it forward. So it's not about us doing it all ourselves. It's about pulling in the big guns and asking them to help us out. So we take our action. We sort of like throw our hat in the ring, or stake our claim. Let's plant our stake in the ground. As one of our mentors used to say to us, Dave. So it's like our time to plant our stake in the ground and say, right, I'm claiming this now, claiming this desire. This is in this like new moon energy, this new moon and Aries energy. It's like stop waiting and start winning. So it's like we've got to go, right, this is what I want. Universe, help me out. Unseen team, higher self, source, whoever you want to call on, angels, whoever you like to work with. Bring them all in and just say, right, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. What are you going to do to help me? So now let's see. We've got the buy the book card, which I will hold up to the camera. So we've got elephants here. And I know some people that watch these videos, elephants like elephants is Lord Ganesh. It's you know, a lucky kind of energy anyway. But some people have have an elephant as like your like your spirit animal, or kind of a symbol of luck, or a recurring symbol that you see everywhere. So um, that in itself is probably a sign for somebody who's watching this. So let's see what the guidebook has to say this, and it's also a number 11, which is a really, so 11 is about being a master manifester, actually, 11 in numerology. So let's get 11 in a second. I've got a couple of definitions about that because, as I say, 11 is a master number, so we want to make sure that we get that definition. And let's find it in here. If I can find that, bear with. So, by the book says, and of course, it's got bunting on it with you being here, Steph. It's got bunting along the top of it, which I always associate with you. Essential meaning: abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. And the Oracle's message says, the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles. And of course, I'm laughing because you and I know a lot about divine laws and principles, like the law of balance and the law of currency and things like that, and many more. The law of manifestation. So, excuse me, the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The laws of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation. And so compensation, love that, the bunting, exactly. And the law of compensation ties in with your abilities with currency flows as well, Steph, to bring in the money, the compensation for us following our passion and purpose, which is where we started, really, isn't it? And the law of nature are just a few of the ones that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behaviour, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. And again, harmony is really important to us because we know that like harmonious living and being in harmony with yourself is really what our soul desires. Really, that's our ultimate choice. That's our ultimate goal, is to be in harmony with ourselves and to be manifesting within that law, really. So it says, this is time to learn these laws and conform to them rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. And that was the message we were getting from the 7 as well, about releasing resistance and handing it over, surrendering. So it says, open your eyes to those universal laws and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. And the prosperity message of this card as well says, at this time, you can expect a return on your investment. And that's, again, we're talking your language, Steph. Whatever you have pursued, be it a dream you've long cherished, a skill you've cultivated, or a service you're called to, will come to you if you are willing to go by the book. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. Follow in the footsteps of others who have already achieved the things you're striving for. You can learn a lot by observing the structures that are already working. Your creative projects and commitment to prosperity are in alignment with the needs of this world, of the world rather, but impatience may tempt you to cut corners to get there more quickly. Stick with what you know works and you will attract abundance. Exactly. And abundant, as I say, in the collective this month, we're having an Abundant April focus. And it's like, so what I'm getting for that is it's telling you to go by the book, but it's like, well, yeah, we're going to go by the book and follow the structures, follow the things that are being guided to us that are, but we get to play within that. We get to use our own genius flow and create our own structures, create our own processes, use our own magic. And as I say, when we do that thing that only we can do in the world, that's what really brings the magic to the, because, you know, kind of like there's a saying like, let the structure take the strain. So you let the structure take the strain, but you let magic do the rest, kind of thing. So let's see what the 11 has to add to this. And I'm first of all going to go to this one, the Oracle of Wisdom and Beauty. We're going to go to this deck next. But this book is really good in terms of numerology with these kind of master numbers and so on. Oh, it's getting a little bit froggy here. And it says, confidence is the card for that one, but it says, in terms of number 11, numerology number 11, this is the master number of manifestation. It represents mastery, wisdom, inspiration, depth, spiritual insight, worldly and spiritual power, destiny. I'm loving that because we've got a destiny deck here as well. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. I think that's all we want to know. So yeah, that's the energy of 11 in that book. And then we've also got the angel numbers. So let's see what the angel numbers say about 11. But really, the main thing to remember is that it's that master manifester. So we want to activate that master manifester energy within us by tapping into the passion and purpose, by using the chariot energy, by taking action now. And staying kind of within the structure, within the by the book, within the laws, but also kind of playing with that structure as well. So 11 says, you are in a state of expansion and getting to know your true self better than ever. Know you were born to shine. And we keep coming back to what's this thing that you were born to do? How were you born to shine? Because that's really the passion, the thing that is your destiny. And that's the thing that you were born to do. So maybe for some of you it is to write a book or something else, or create a podcast, or create some like a community that's really special, that serves a lot of people. Return on investment, exactly. Yeah, so return on investment by your master manifesting. So let us do an Oracle of Wisdom and Beauty card, and we will also do a Sacred Destiny one as well, because there's a lot of destiny coming up here. Oh my goodness, right. Half the deck has flipped over here. So we've actually got three for the price of one. So let's see what these are. So the first one we've got is number 30, and it's a fuller and more successful life. So that's perfect, isn't it? So it's reconnect and relax, lighter reassurance. And again, that's what we're talking about. It's like we're connecting with those dreams, we're connecting with those passions and purpose, we're connecting with the things that we want to take action on. And that's what the chariot is leading us on that soul path to that, that gift that only we have. But it's like you get to reconnect with your team, you reconnect with your dreams, you reconnect with that inspired action, and then you get to relax. Like we said, you hand it over, you surrender. And that's what makes it lighter, because you're not doing it on your own. It's not about you efforting and sort of just going slogging away. It's like, okay, like bring in all the help, bring in all the support, bring it, whether it's physical or non-physical, bring on the magic and let's do this together. And that's what leads to, it gives you that reassurance that you're on the right path and that you're doing it in togetherness energy. You're not doing it alone. And also that's what leads to a fuller and more successful life. Excuse me, that's a 30. So that is, you are here for a reason. Know that your happiness has a purpose and is of service to the world. And that's what we're talking about, that passion and purpose. And your happiness has to be part of that purpose. It's got to be something that, like, as we said with that first one, it's like something that makes you happy, something that you've always wanted to do, that just lights up your soul. And that's what we're here to do. We're not just here to pay bills and pay the mortgage and die, you know what I mean? It's like we're here to live life in full expression. So I love that. And then the next one that we got is this one, most valuable lesson. Excuse me, I'm getting a really croaky throat, so taking a bit more juice on board, a bit more liquid. And it says, first face your fears. So yeah, in order to kind of jump over the rainbow, to go into that space that we want to go into, that we're going to have to face our fears. That was the duality, the opposites, that are that we contain. The fears is where the magic lies. So we've got to look at the fears, we've got to face them, and then go, right, what are you really trying to tell me? What is it why is it I fear to do this thing? Why is it that I've got this limiting belief? Or why is it I keep coming up against this brick wall? And how do we get over that? How do we kind of leapfrog over that? And in saying that, I'm saying leapfrog, the last one from this deck is a frog. So we'll get the number for the 12 and then we'll get the frog. So 12 says all relationships are assignments. You are finding your friends and your tribe and even understanding soulmate relationships at this time. Excuse me. Lots of energy shifting now. So, we've talked about already finding our tribe and finding those soulmates, those collaborators, those co-creators who we're on this journey with, whether that's in the soul family or whether it's in different communities that we're already part of, that it's really, really important to have those people that get you, that speak your language, that know what you're talking about, that can understand your dreams and desires and help with them. So we were talking about that right at the beginning. So that makes sense for that as well. And then the 21, the third one is give to receive. So this is where we've got this little froggy with the crown on. And it is, excuse me, give to receive, moment of truth, connect on a deeper level, gut instinct. So again, the gut instinct was going to your truth vortex that we did in that, the sacred honouring ritual, that sacred place connection really that we did right at the beginning. So those of you that have just joined me now, go back to the replay afterwards and do that. It's just very, very short. And you connect with your gut instincts, you'll connect with your creativity, you'll connect with your passions and purpose, and you connect with your truth, most importantly. And that's where the answers lie. It's not up here in your head, it's in this brain that's underneath, that's your gut instinct and your intuition. And the 21 is... your connection to the universe is really strong and you're being filled with inspiration and guidance. Be open and aware. And so that's what we've been talking about as well, being filled with that inspiration and guidance. And then going with the action, it's like taking that inspired action on that inspiration and guidance, not just going, oh, that's nice. It's like actually going, all right, what have I to do? What's my part? Guide me to the bit that I can do and guide me to the bits that you can do. So I love that. And that's the give and receive as well, because when you receive the information, you take the action, you give and do your bit. And then that's when you get the return on your investment as well, like we talked about as well. So loving those cards. And then I think we're going to do two more. So we've got an angel guide and we've got a sacred destiny. So let's do these. And I feel like I've not used these angel guide ones for a while. So let's see what the angels have to add into the mix. And this is really your card, it's a monthly connection reading. So this is really the direction for the next month, the next 4 weeks. And we've got two cards here. So I've got forgiveness and understanding and also intuition and downloads. So again, we're talking about receiving, getting the giving and receiving. So opening up to the intuition and downloads, opening up to those signs that we talked about right at the beginning. When I said that about like sometimes your higher higher self, your team, someone from the higher echelons, if you like, will give you the intuition and the downloads. It's up to us to receive the downloads and then take the action on it. And then forgiveness and understanding for yourself and for others involved, because we've all got these collaborative souls. We've all got these, give me a big yes for that, people that have challenged us on the path, or people that we feel have been like a roadblock, or been someone that's maybe blocked our ambition, or, whatever that, we've blamed them for something. But actually it's like, having forgiveness for that person, because they've got their lessons to learn, they've got their life to lead, they've got their path to follow, and understanding what they've contributed to yours and how they've helped you to meet your milestones on your soul contract. And also, if you're feeling like, oh, well, it's too late for me, or I've never done that thing, so how am I going to do it now? And these sort of things that pop into your mind, it's like, actually, the time is now. You were never meant to do it before now. So don't think that you're too late. Don't think that you've missed your chance or anything of that. Forgive yourself for feeling like that, and understand that that's the sign that your time is now. And now is the time to follow your passion and purpose, and to do that, and to listen to those intuition and downloads and take the action on them, most importantly. And so we'll finish off with sacred destiny, because really that's what the whole thing is talking about. In fact, I'm saying finishing off, but we have also got a truth card. So we're going to do Sacred Destiny, and then we'll wrap up with a truth, and bring the whole thing to a conclusion with that. So we'll kind of tie it up in a nice bow with that. So we've got beautiful dolphins. We've got the happiness card here. And, dolphins are master communicators. They are, just think about dolphins, they communicate by sonar. They're like the happiest animals on the planet, really, aren't they? They can always, like, you can almost hear them, like, you hear them, when they communicate with each other, and then they're leaping through the waves and all of this sort of thing. And they've got the most beautiful spirit, the most beautiful energy, and they've almost got like a smile on their face, that when you see a dolphin, and where was it? I was watching something recently. I was watching The Pilgrimage. I don't know if any of you saw that program. It was on BBC One recently, so you would get it on iPlayer, and it was a few celebrities all going all of different faiths. I probably talked about it on the Soul Family. All of different faiths. So some had no faiths, no religion or no beliefs in terms of that, but they were open to being convinced, if you like, or open to discussion. And then there was other ones that maybe had a deep faith, or that were Christian, or were Muslim, or were Jewish, or all different sorts of faith. But they all were on this pilgrimage together. And one of the most magical moments they had was they saw dolphins on their journey. They were going to the Holy Isle, and they saw dolphins, and they were just like, oh, that just made them believe in something bigger than themselves, because they connected with the dolphins. So it was so beautiful. So I just had to share that with you. And if you feel inspired to go and watch that program, I highly recommend it. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience, and really interesting to hear them all sort of debating and discussing each other's beliefs, and no one was trying to convince anyone else, but they just, they had some amazing, like, they affirmed their own beliefs, and then they helped each other to understand other concepts, other faiths and things like that. And they opened up their minds to lots of things. So it was a very, very happy journey for them. So this card says shimmering sunshine. Our sun is at the centre of our solar system. Our planet and our lives evolve around its cycles of light and dark. Our inner and outer biological rhythms, as well as the rhythms of every animate and inert part of life, are ruled by this celestial force. In the far past, the sun has been thought of as a god. Traditionally, it has been associated with happiness, joy, hope, enlightenment, illumination, truth, cheer, warmth, and goodwill. Additionally, sunlight is an expansive force. And sunlight for us is our hope vortex. It's just filled with warm yellow sunshine energy. And so you might feel that as I'm talking to you, you might be feeling that kind of lighten up within you. So additionally, sunlight is an expansive force. When something is heating up by the light of the sun, it enlarges. Without the energy of the sun, things contract. The sun carries the deepest energies of expansion in life. So to receive this card is to know that you're expanding. And yeah, it's just beautiful. So the thing to be aware of is to notice that you are expanding, and take that expansive, inspired action, and take do the things that make you feel happy. And, that's what the whole thread of the whole theme of the reading has been about, connecting with your passions and purpose, and do those things that bring you joy and that make you happy. And like, you'll never go wrong when you do that, really. You might think that, well, how's that going to bring me money or whatever? But actually it does, or bring me prosperity, or bring me love, but it does. I want to say bring me sunshine now. I want to sing the Eric and Ernie song, for those of you that are old enough to remember that. So let's finish with connecting to the truth of you. And then I will love you and leave you, and go and put my feet up and enjoy the rest of the evening. And I hope that whenever this YouTube finds you, wherever and whenever it finds you, that you get this beautiful message, you get inspired, and you take some action towards your passion and purpose, following the it, following the nudges. So let's just see what the truth is to add to that, and we'll finish off. Or I'm having to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle to get the truth card, but we want to get a good one. Or we might get more than one. Let's see. I kind of went into a little zone there, willing the card to come out. Oh, here we go. There we are. So we've got two. So we've got one that's right side up and one that's upside down. So we need to pay. In fact, we've got two that are one that's upside down. We've got two more. So we've actually got three cards. So the first one we've got is the truth is I am free. So we're free to take the inspired action. We're free to follow our free will. This has been so beautiful tonight, Glenn. A perfect way to end a beautiful weekend. Oh, thank you. So the truth is I am free. So you're free like these dolphins. You're free to enjoy the sunshine, to follow your passion and purpose. And sometimes we think that we're not. We believe that we're limited, or believe that we're held back, or like we said earlier on, it has came up a lot of times, believe that we're restricted in some way. But the truth is we are free, and we can be free in our thoughts, free in our thinking, and then that frees up our actions as well. So a beautiful one to get. And then the one that's the opposite way around, so pay attention to this one. Might be one that's a bit more of a difficult truth to create. And this is, the truth is that I am abundant. So again, we're saying that the theme for April is Abundant April. But if we, if we don't believe in that, or we've had some of the signs are showing us the opposite of that, we've got evidence to the contrary, if you like, we have to believe that we're abundant. We have to believe that abundance is available to us in all forms. And it's not just in currency. It's not just in material things and money. It can be an abundance of love, an abundance of inspiration, an abundance of friends, of contact, of signs, like we talked about at the beginning, or abundance of, beauty in your garden and nature and all these sort of things. And when you appreciate that, then you appreciate the abundance of life, and then the abundance of signs and other things can come to you. You can receive abundance in all ways, not just in the one way when we're sort of restricting that channel. So the truth is I am abundant. We need to create that one and to work on that one, let's say. And then the last one to finish off is the truth is that I want to experience this physical life. And this is it, because we do want to experience it. We want to experience life in full expression. We want to experience love in full expression. We want to experience the ups and downs. That's what we came here for, not just for like the easy ride, but it's like to have, like I say, those milestones on our soul contract, and trust that you have met them now. Trust that you've, that research period is over. You've done the hard part. You've done the tough things. You've learned all those lessons that you need to learn, and we're here to experience life in its fullness, in its oneness, in its happiest passion and purpose. We don't have to keep doing the same old soul-sucking job until we die kind of thing, or stay in the relationship that you stayed in because you think that that's what you're supposed to do. If there's something else that's meant for you, go and experience this physical life and let it be fun. So abundance of time, love, energy, money. Exactly. Perfect card to finish off. Experience life and living on this earth. Exactly. So thank you so much for being with me and for commenting. I know there's been a couple of you watching, and a few people have joined in and dipped in and out as we've gone through the live. So I trust that everyone will enjoy this on the replay, and perhaps comment on replay afterwards if you've not been able to comment during the live. It's been wonderful sharing it with you, Steph, and being able to chat to you, because I always love to have somebody with me to sort of bounce off of. So that's been amazing. We've just been over an hour, so my usual sort of length of time. So I love you and leave you. Thanks for being with me for this love stream. I'll share the replay in the usual places, and obviously you'll get it here on YouTube again, so you can go back to the beginning, to the first part, and redo the honouring ritual. And I'd love you to connect and let me know afterwards what comes up for you. So if anything comes up tonight, overnight, or in the next couple of days, as often happens, after you've watched these things, then give me a hashtag replay and let me know, or message me and let me know. And do get in touch, and I will see you all again soon. All right, lots of love. Bye for now. Take care.